Hello Explorers, Kid Explorer here, and today I'm here to talk about things I hate about living in Atlanta. Yes, I said the things I hate. Previously, a while ago, I had a pros and cons video about moving to Atlanta, but I'm going to really break down what I hate about it. Now, don't get me wrong, I love Atlanta. Atlanta is my home. It's been almost 7 years living here, and I've had so many great opportunities while living in the city of Atlanta or in the greater Atlanta area. Every place you go in the world, every place you live, there's always going to be some negatives that you don't personally like about a place. So today I'm going to talk about those things. So make sure you stay to the end so you can hear my 6 things that I hate about Atlanta and how I overcome those things, because I'm a warrior. I make do with what I have, okay? But again, I am Kid Explorer, and here on my channel, I'll talk about all things travel and sustainability. So make sure you stay all the way to the end so you can hear all of these 6 things of why I hate living in Atlanta. So let's get into it. So if you have not stayed in Atlanta an extended time period and you came at a time of the year where there's not many creatures roaming around, you probably don't know this, because I didn't really know this much as well. I had lived in Augusta before, but the amount of creatures in Atlanta just explodes compared to Augusta, Georgia. Atlanta has so many creatures, multiple types of roaches. Oh my gosh, I'm from up north. I don't do roaches. Up north, we're trained to think that roaches are associated with filth. But here, roaches just live on a tree outside. But they also like to come in because they want your air conditioning and your heat. But they still have the nasty roaches too. Roaches also come out because it's raining or water. If you have a water leak, you might have roaches. So you have to learn the different types of roaches, because if you need pest control, they need to know which roaches you got. There's also multiple snakes here. There are snakes that are just friendly ones. There's also dangerous snakes and deadly snakes living here. Too many creatures. But I live in an area where I don't have as many trees around my home. I have seen one snake since I lived in my house, and I've been in my house about 6 years now. And once that snake left, I filled in the hole that the snake was living. So make sure you don't have any holes or gaps or things that snakes can hide under. To keep them away. Make sure you fill any holes in your home so you don't get any snakes or any other creatures coming into your home. Also, with roaches gonna get in the house. You could cover up any hole you want, they still find a way in. Typically, mines come through the roof, through the attic, because of the trees. They live on the trees, and they will come in through that way. So I will usually have pest control go in the attic to try to treat that area to keep them away and repel them out and not come into my house. And then just making sure I don't have windows and doors, just leaving them open, because they will slip inside, just like a lizard did one day. It slipped inside and I had to chase it out of the house. I didn't want to kill the lizard. I just had to chase it out with a broom. So if you live here, you're gonna build a thick skin, because I don't like creatures. But I still go after them to get rid of them, because I can't deal with them. But you will build a thick skin with the creatures living in Atlanta. Oh, I think the worst thing for me about living in Atlanta is the traffic. I have so much anxiety driving here. It's insane. Like pre-Panorama, where I used to have to drive to and from work, I was in traffic at least 2 hours a day. And it's not that far away where my office is located. So luckily I don't have to deal with that burden anymore, because that was just, the stress was out the roof. So much anxiety. Then when I spend, an hour getting to work, I could have been working. And then when I get to work, I have to decompress, or I'm sick or something, because I'm so stressed out from driving to the office. But then I still have to deal with the traffic when I go places on the weekend or outside of work. But you really have to plan what you're doing with the traffic here. You have to know where you're going and know, like, oh, that's gonna take me at least 40 minutes to an hour because of where I'm going in comparison to where I live or where I'm currently located. That's something you will learn over time. It doesn't come right away, and you have to know the GPS may say it's gonna be an hour, and then this ends up being an hour and a half because there's an accident. And when an accident happens in Atlanta, that freeway is backed up, parking lot. And some freeways are just a parking lot on certain days or most times of the day or whatever. So it's definitely something that caused me anxiety, and I have to be cautious of and have to work with my mental capacity to deal with it. But That's one of that right there is just probably the worst thing about living here is the traffic and driving in Atlanta. So I had no idea I was allergic to everything in the planet. Probably not everything, but everything outdoors until I moved to Atlanta. Atlanta is actually called a city in the forest because it is a major city covered with so many trees, a big tree canopy, and they actually preserve their tree canopy. But I'm allergic to trees. And I actually still support Trees Atlanta. I go out and plant trees, I take care of them, whatever. But I have to be on top of my allergy treatments. I have to get injections once a month. It started out getting injections once a week. It's a whole process. I've been going through this for 2 years now. It took some time to build the allergy. When I first moved here, I wasn't like, I had allergies, but it was like normal or what it used to be for me. And now it's like, it got bad. 2019, my allergies got so bad that I was breaking out in hives. I was so congested, it was causing migraines or sinus infections. It was really bad. When it's really bad times of the year, like pollen season in the spring, where the green pollen is so thick, if you leave your car outside or leave anything outside, it's going to be green by the time you see it again. And it's so thick, it gets into my system, it will choke me. And the ragweed around here also causes me a lot of allergies in the fall time. So I have to make sure I stay up on my allergy shots and my medication in order to continue living here. But I love that the city is covered with trees. So it's like, for me, it's like, can't pick or choose. We gotta live together, mingle together. Now this one, I feel like this is just this day and age, this generation, because I feel like this, I hear this from friends in other cities, but dating sucks in Atlanta because, I mean, there's a lot of variables for that. It's fast-paced lifestyle, but then also people are like, in my age group, are like hustling to have their main job, their side hustle. They're doing all this. They're trying to be out in the streets and having a great time. And then when they get older, they're like, oh, great, I should probably settle down. But dating sucks. And the people that you may run into, so like the men I may run into out here in the A, they just, I don't even get started on the stories. You may run into a scammer, you may want to run into someone who's just ain't real about themselves, whatever. And that's just my experience. There's all types of different men. I'm sure there's some good ones out there. Just put that out there. But it's definitely a place where you have to really do your research, okay, and ask questions and make sure you find the right one to date instead of wasting your daggone time, because you may waste your time out here. And the last one that I don't like about Atlanta is that the public transit is just thumbs down, 2 thumbs down. Because, you know, being other places, I used to intern in DC, you know, been to a lot of places around the globe where I would take public transit. If I go to New York, if I go to Paris, London, whatever, I'm taking public transportation. That's how I get around. Here, the train goes in a T. Comes from the airport, goes way up north to Sandy Springs, and they have one that goes across horizontally along I-20. They all 4 meet in the city center at 5 points, and that's it. So if you live over here northwest Atlanta, there's no train. Southwest Atlanta, there's no train. You're gonna have to drive to the train. They do have buses, the MARTA bus, and if you live in a different county, different town, you know, in the metro Atlanta area, the bus, you may not even live near a bus area. So you're gonna have to drive to the bus, and the bus will have to take you to a location to link you in with the MARTA with Atlanta to try to get to your job or wherever you're trying to go in the city. It's a mess. It is a mess. I really wish they would do something about the public transit. It would really help the traffic situation, 1, and it's better for the planet, 2. So public transit is just not it. It's just not it here in Atlanta and most of the Southeast US. Okay, explorers, so those are the 6 things that I hate about living in Atlanta. But if you enjoyed this video, make sure you hit the like button. Make sure you hit the subscribe button and the notification bell, because eventually I'll put out a video about what I like, what I love about living in Atlanta. So make sure you hit that subscribe button. It is free for you to do so. And if you're already a subscriber, thank you so much. I truly appreciate it. Make sure you leave any questions or comments you have down below in the comment box. Share this video with your friends, family, and your social media networks. And make sure you go down and check out my merchandise store to pick you up a travel shirt. Thank you so much for watching. Have a great day or night wherever in the world you are. Bye.